if you're trying to make money online, you're in the research stage or you've started something and you're thinking, can I really make money online with this? This is the first video in my series of the things that I have tried to make money online, either from like a work from home business type perspective or just passive income. I have tried so many things. And I know when I was in the stage of research, I watched so many YouTube videos. I want this to be one on your list of go-to videos, or at least one that helps you to decide whether something is worth it for you. And I'm going to be brutally honest, and that's what I wanted when I was doing research. I'm like, I don't want anyone who's benefiting from this video with like an affiliate link or something. I just want someone to be straight up honest with me. So this is my first in a series of videos. This whole video will be answering the question, can you make money online with proofreading? I'm going to talk about my own personal experience, and then I'm going to talk about like either like helpful tips or, hey, be aware of this, that type of thing. So the way that I got started with proofreading online was years ago. I was helping a friend. I was researching something for a friend. Somebody I knew wanted to start a blog, and she put something on Facebook and said, hey, everybody, I'm wanting to get into blogging, but I don't know anything about it. Do any of you know how to do this? I had not, at the time, I had not done any blogging, but I had a lot of free time, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to help her out. So I did a bunch of research, and I was trying to find like different articles and resources online that could help point her in the right direction or get her started. It was just kind of fun. And that introduced me to, little did I know, that was introducing me to the whole concept of online business and work from home stuff. This was back in, I think I'm right in saying 2018. I think that was right in the middle of this like boom of like people making money through blogging and online business stuff. And I mean, unless I was late to the game even then, but it was different then. And that also will come up in this, either in this video or later in the series when I talk about what ended up happening with my online business ventures. But for now, what I can say is through my research, I came across blog posts of people saying, here are different ways to make money online. And one person said, you can make money online proofreading. And by the way, you could start that process by taking this online course. And it had a link to it. So I was like, okay, like I feel like I've always been pretty good at, spelling and grammar. And, there's proofreaders in my family. And I felt like, wow, if I can make money just proofreading things for people, how cool would that be? So I clicked the link, and it took me to a online course put on by, I'm not going to say who, because I don't want to, honestly, I don't want to get any like hot water with the people that run that thing. But perhaps if you are watching this video, maybe you're watching this video because you also came upon this very large proofreading course. And that maybe you're wondering like, did I make a mistake? Or maybe you're trying to decide whether to take the course or not. Even if you're none of those things, I found an online proofreading course, and it looked awesome. It sounded like it talked about all the things that you would be learning and being prepared for. For me, it was more money than I'm comfortable with spending on something that I'm going to do, like watching something online. But I also was excited thinking like, but if I could start my own proofreading business, I could probably make this money back. I was trying to decide, and I really, really wanted to do it. And I had just gotten married 2 years before, and was still kind of, everything was new. I had moved across the country. Anyway, long story. But I had been a teacher. I didn't want to get back into the classroom. Also a long story. But all that to say, I had time, and I was ready for something new, looking for new things. I would have love to work from home proofreading. So I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, so it's an investment, but it wasn't an insane price at the time, but also not cheap. It's definitely an amount you want to like think about before you spend it. So I talked to my husband about it, and the way I approached it was I listed all the things that you would learn in the course. And I was like, what do you think would be a fair price for learning all these things? And he actually gave a price that was low. No, he gave a price that was higher than the actual cost of the course. And I was like, oh yes, because it actually costs less than that. He was like, wow, really? Hey, go for it. And I was like, really? It was exciting. So I, paid for the course. I took my time. I treated it like a college course. I would come home from whatever I was doing, or I would get up in the morning and be like, oh, I'm going to do my thing. And I'd do all these lessons. It was all online. It was training. And then you would have an actual like test. You would like submit the test, get a score back. And like, it felt like it was fun because it kind of felt like I was doing like a real online course with like a university or something. So I went through all of that, and then, let me back up and say part of the reason I was excited about proofreading also as a concept is because the woman who started that course, who created that online course, her whole website at the time, I haven't looked at it recently, but at the time her website was filled with like things where she was saying like, I've made 6 figures through proofreading, basically saying like, I'm a millionaire because of proofreading. That's important because when I hear that, one, like I said, I was new to the whole online business thing. I was very, very, very naive to the manipulative online marketing tactics that I did not even know were a thing. I just heard someone say, I created this online course to help you guys start your own proofreading business because, hey, I'm a millionaire because of proofreading. When I hear that, at least in 2018, when I heard that, I very naively just thought like, wow, there's that much proofreading to go around? Like there's that many people looking for a proofreader? Which, by the way, this will also play in later to how marketable this skill is, according to what I learned. In the proofreading course, they go over specifically what proofreading is and what proofreading isn't. Proofreading is not just general editing. It's not copy editing. It's like a very specific thing. So it was very ingrained in the course. This is what proofreading is. This is what it is not. And that you are learning this thing, proofreading. Got it? Okay, I understand. So I go through the course, and there's like a Facebook group, and like a whole, like it even said like once you finish this course, your name and contact info will go on a master list for people that we are in connection with who are authors who would be needing proofreaders for their books. So of course I'm like, wow. So I go through this course and I'm automatically put on this list of people who are available to proofread. Like we're automatically recommended to authors that are also connected somehow with this place. Okay. I felt amazing. I took the final test, which again, it's not like it wasn't an accredited thing through a school. It was a training that was very, very clear and very helpful with grammar and proofreading skills, punctuation. Like I learned a lot. Like I messed up a lot. And I was like, I felt like I was already good at punctuation and grammar. And then I took these tests and trainings. I was like, wow, there's so much I didn't know. Or let's be honest, things had changed since I was in school, and grammar and things changed. So there are punctuation habits that are no longer needed. Anyways, that's a whole other thing. I finished this course. I got my name on the list of recommended proofreaders, which, by the way, I did not know was like hundreds, hundreds of, like, it's just as, your name is just on this thing with just your name and your contact info or website or whatever you want to include. I was like, If I was an author, I don't think I'd just be scrolling through and be like, that person, like, okay. To refocus can you make money online with proofreading? What ended up happening is, in this Facebook group for people who had gone through this training, many people started to post in there. I would fairly regularly see people posting in the group and saying things like, is anybody actually making money from this? I just genuinely want to know because I've been struggling. Person after person after person. And I'd be like, well, I wonder what's going on there. Didn't really think about it. But then I would see the creator of the course come into the Facebook group or give talks to the group or whatever. Her main message was, if you are not making money with proofreading, then it was either like you have a mindset issue, you have money block issues, you are just not trying hard enough. The message was, in not so many words, it was like, if you're not making money with this, like, it's kind of your fault. I did not like that. No one ever said it to me because I didn't write that in the group, but I did not like, I could tell, I'm like, something is wrong with this if this is the answer. Instead of like, hey, I'm so sorry you're struggling. I'll talk through some ways that you can do better, or like, I'll talk through tactics or whatever. There was just something very wrong to me about that. And the fact that it was lots of people saying this, I was like, ooh, I kind of was like, I don't know about this. But nevertheless, I was extremely excited. Also nervous. I was also nervous, very scared, because I didn't know how do you interact with clients? How do you sign a contract if you're working with someone online and not in person? So it took a ton of research. I built my own website. I researched how to do payments and contracts and marketing and all this stuff. So, social media, all the things, like, I'm going to do marketing. I'm jumping it. Like, I was jumping in and just going all in on this. And I fully expected that, like, it might take me a month to get a client. It took, let's just say I searched and searched online. I was just like Googling proofreader wanted, hiring a proofreader, looking for proofreader. If you look in regular job boards, what is this, like 1993? If you are like going online on like Indeed.com or other places like Simply Hired or LinkedIn, and you search for people who's hiring proofreaders, here's what I found. Here's what I still see popping up when someone's looking for a proofreader, or if they ask for a proofreader, or hiring. Job descriptions for proofreaders, in my experience, do not at all match what we were told in that training. Like, this is proofreading. This is not proofreading. If someone asks you to do all these other things, they need to pay you more, because that is more than proofreading. So what I would find in like looking for a proofreader, what are the tasks? Is it all your wording is complete and you just want me to check for punctuation, formatting, repeated words, things like that? No, it was usually like, we need someone to do fact checking. We're hiring a proofreader to do fact checking, research, coordinating this and that. I'm like, you're looking for like an editor and a copy editor, like, not a proofreader. So what we were told in this course, what was proofreading, which I guess I never looked into it. Like, is that accurate? I should probably look into that. Was that definition simply what a proofreader is? Or Like why are people who are hiring proofreaders looking for way more than that? And then I still run into confusion with people when they hear that, like, people who knew me when I was more like full-time pursuing this thing will be like, "Hey, can you proofread my thing?" And I show them my website where I say exactly what proofreading is. Is all your wording complete? And I still have people who want me to proofread things that they're not finished with, or that they're still going to make some changes. And I'm like, it's just, oh man, it's such a tricky thing. Can you make money online proofreading? It took me months and months to find someone who I could proofread for, and I did not get paid for it. I found volunteer. I Googled, I went on Facebook, I went everywhere. I spent hours looking for people who were just like, okay, if you're not hiring a proofreader, are you looking for a volunteer? You know? So I'm like, can I at least help people and volunteer? So through looking to volunteer, I contacted people and said, hey, I saw your Facebook post. You're looking for a volunteer proofreader. I can do it. I did a bunch of volunteer stuff, and my first paid gig was that the person I was volunteering my proofreading services for, it was like their website content. They had been in contact with someone who said, hey, can your proofreaders proofread this thing? I will pay you. It was a small amount because it was like a small blog post or something. But I was like, I got my first paid gig for proofreading. And that took, I don't know if it was like 6 months. It was a while. And that was after, maybe more. I don't remember. It's all a blur now. But that was my first paid gig. And then somewhere in my endless Googling of looking for a proofreader, I did get eventually in 2019. So a year later, I got a returning client. I can't remember what you call that. Return client, paying them on it. Anyway, it's not important. I had a repeat client who said, like, can we hire you and then just keep sending you stuff? It was like every month. And I was like, yes, this is awesome. And I was so excited. And then 2020 happened, and that client disappeared. I think the person who had been coordinating my proofreading left their company. It was for like a big, like a marketing company or something. I don't know if they were big. I looked them up online. They had a lot of employees. But eventually I was like, whatever happened to her? I go to their website and she's gone. They have someone else in that place. And I don't know, did they not need a proofreader anymore? I don't know. So that happened. And I will say the most I was getting for that, it depended on how many blog posts they had. I was proofreading their blog posts for their website content. I think I was making like $30 to $40 each blog post, or for like their website content. And so, that's not a sustainable income, obviously, for $40 US or $30 US every month or a couple of weeks, that kind of thing. It was unfortunate because I really, really was excited to work. I loved working for them, and English was their second language. So I was really excited to, like, when I made corrections, I'd kind of put in like grammatical tips, like, oh, when you do this, you don't need to do this. Like, you can put it in the comments. I was like, it was just so great and kind of like unifying, kind of a cross-cultural experience. It was great. So 2020 happened, and then I will, in a different video, like I said, I'm planning on doing a video on all the things. I'm going to try and go in chronological order of the things that I've tried. The first thing I tried was proofreading. So, can you make money online proofreading for like a work from home business? I did for a few months, and it was very minimal. Now, for anyone out there who maybe has taken that same proofreading course and is being told like, hey, you're just not trying hard enough. Don't you know? And, things like that is like, actually, it is difficult. And maybe I can do a whole video on marketing tips and things like that. I mean, I do actually one of my very first videos, maybe it's my first video. You guys can go back and check to my very first video I ever made like 3 or 4 years ago. I do have a video about like how to market your business without losing friends or without being annoying, something like that. So I did make a video all about that, but I do want to make an updated video on marketing your business because I did learn a lot, and I did actually end up making sales from digital products that I ended up creating. I do, like I said, I'm going to do videos of all about that. Maybe in there I can weave in my thoughts about marketing your business, because I did make sales with my digital products. And for proofreading, like I said, the only clients I got were from like endless hours of Googling and going through Facebook posts. Like, it was like a full-time job looking for paying clients. So can you do it? Yeah, I would recommend, like I'm going to recommend probably with every video that I make about the things I've tried to make money online, do this while you're doing something else. Or pursue this if your financial needs are not super urgent. You know what I mean? If you already have savings, or if you don't immediately need a steady income, because even if you do find clients, it takes time. And people who make it sound like it's easy, or you're just not trying hard enough, or you need my secret formula, like, it's just not realistic. Like I said, I'm going to be brutally honest. And can you make money online through proofreading? In my experience, yes, I was able to, but it took forever to find a paying client. And then I, spoiler alert, had to end up not fully pivoting, but like adding things on. And the thing I ended up making the most money on had nothing to do with proofreading. So I will be talking about that in future videos in this series of things I tried to do to make money online, or whatever I'm calling it. If you are interested in hearing all the things that I tried, feel free to subscribe. And I do cover some of these things in previous videos. I just really wanted to do updated versions of these with my brutally honest perspective, this many years later. So feel free to go back and check out those other videos. But yeah, feel free to subscribe. I also have a Buy Me a Coffee membership, or one-time gifts that you can donate to support the channel. If you're not on a tight budget, feel free to take a look at that. I'm going to put a link in the description. I'm also selling the Honest Gratitude Journal, which gives you a space to talk about for your day, reflect on the things that were hard during your day, or difficult or unpleasant. I can't remember what I call it. And then the things that you are feeling grateful for. So that will also be in the description. Like I said, feel free to go back and watch previous videos, but I will be having updated, brutally honest perspectives on all the things I have tried to do online to make money. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching.